Sometimes people say we have to choose between science or spirituality, right? But the Vedas say no. Dve vidye veditavye parachaiva paracha. The Vedas say there are two bona fide branches of knowledge, material knowledge and spiritual knowledge. Both are important. Material knowledge will help you understand the external world and harness the external forces for maintaining your body. And spiritual knowledge will help you purify the inner machinery. Like the train runs on two tracks, reconcile both these branches of knowledge. Of course, material science, you only need limited, not unlimited. How much I need to take care of myself. And spiritual science, prem me purnima nahi. This reconciliation was presented by Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj. You see how beautifully he reconciled the viewpoints of all the previous Jagadgurus. So how did he get the title of Jagadguru? When he was only 34 years of age, he was invited, his fame spread, that he is a scholar par excellence of the Vedic scriptures. So he was invited by the Kashi Vidvat Parishad. The Kashi Vidvat Parishad is a supreme body of Vedic scholars in India. 500 scholars. At that time, the body was very active. Now it's kind of become inactive. If you read the biography of Swami Vivekananda, you hear there that after he returned from USA, he went and visited the Kashi Vidvat Parishad. So in 1957, Kripaluji Maharaj, when he was only 34 years old, he was invited by the Kashi Vidvat Parishad. When his secretary went to finalize the speech, they said, look, here we all speak only in Sanskrit. We are great scholars. So if Kripaluji Maharaj speaks here, he will speak in Sanskrit. So his secretary finalized, then he came back and he asked Maharajji, I have given a commitment that you will lecture in Sanskrit. Can you speak in Sanskrit? Maharajji said, if you have given your commitment, I'll speak in Sanskrit. So when he reached there, the names of 100 scriptures were enumerated. These are 100 important spiritual books in the Vedic Sanatana Dharma. And scholars of these books are sitting here. Somebody has studied Nyaya Darshan all his life. Somebody has studied Vedanta Darshan all his life. Such kinds of scholars. Anybody has the right to get up at any time and challenge you. So Maharajji used to have a very playful nature. That's the nature of saints, simple and playful, and yet deep like the ocean. So he started off in schoolboy Sanskrit. So these scholars started thinking, whom have we got out here? And in any case, he is 34-year-old. But after 10 minutes, he started speaking in sophisticated Sanskrit language. And the first day he did Khandan. He said, look, this Ved mantra says one thing, and the Gita verse says the reverse, and the Bhagavad says the third thing, and Mahabharata says yet another viewpoint. So he cut Ved mantras with Ved mantras, Gita shlokas with Gita shlokas, Bhagavad verses with the Mahabharata, and he said that there can be no worse book than these in the world. So everybody said, my God, have we got an atheist out here? And then he said at the end, don't worry, tomorrow I will reconcile it. So the next day he said, this is why the Bhagavad says, this is why the Gita says, this is why the Ramayana says. In this way he reconciled it. So he continued Khandan, Mandan. And after 6 days he started speaking in Vedic Sanskrit. Now according to Maharajji, there must be just 300 scholars in India who know Vedic Sanskrit. The Vedas have their own grammar, not the spoken grammar, Panini grammar. They have Hemachandra Vyakaran, Kamadhenu Vyakaran, Saraswat Vyakaran. So he started speaking in Vedic Sanskrit. And the other thing is that Sanskrit, you do the sandhi, you keep joining the words until you can make it as long as you like. So his words were now one sentence long, one line long. That's how he was speaking. So on the seventh day, one scholar got up and said, Bhakti Yoga Samanvitam Naiva Kritam. You did not reconcile Bhakti Yoga. So another scholar told him, look, sit down. Are you even understanding what he's saying? This went on for 10 days. On the 10th day, the scholars, they discussed amongst themselves what to do with him. So the head of that Parishat, a person called Narayan Ghise, he said, look, either defeat him in Shastrarth, and if you cannot, when our Parishat was formed, we had a clause there that if ever we meet such a scholar, we can honor him as Jagat Guru, spiritual master of the world. So the scholar said, it's impossible to defeat him. If some of you, how many of you have heard Kripaluji Maharaj's lectures? Could you lift your hands, please? So you may have noticed that he quotes from the scriptures, right? And the beauty is that he never read the books. After the age of 22, he never touched a Shastra. I studied under him. I can tell you he would quote from any scripture. Cut, Skand, Adhyay and Shlok. Division, chapter, verse. He would go on cut. His knowledge was like the vast ocean. And these scholars got an experience of that. So they said, when they realized that his knowledge is deeper than the combined knowledge of all of us, at that time they conferred him with this degree. And they also added Jagat Guru Tam. Dhanyo Manya Jagat Guru Tam Padai Soyam Samabhyarchate. He is the supreme amongst the Jagat Gurus. He is reconciled everything. From that vast ocean of knowledge of Kripaluji Maharaj, I received one little drop. And that one drop I share with you every day. So in this regard, from that we have understood the science of how to reconcile spirituality and materialism, and how with the intellect to detach the mind from the world.